15,000 years ago, humans lived as foragers and hunters. They survived by gathering fruits, nuts, wild grains, and grasses. Hunting provided a protein-rich diet, but it was unpredictable. Fishing, however, was abundant and relatively safe compared to hunting land animals. Many assume foraging life was harsh and short-lived, but fossil evidence tells a different story. Early foragers had healthier bones and teeth than the first agriculturalists. Anthropologists studying modern foragers found that they worked fewer hours and had more leisure time for art, music, and storytelling. But despite these advantages, humans across the world independently transitioned to agriculture. Why? The rise of agriculture. As populations grew, so did the need for a reliable food source. Over time, people learned to cultivate crops and domesticate animals. This shift happened gradually across different regions. Rice in Southeast Asia, maize in Mexico, potatoes in the Andes, wheat in the Fertile Crescent, yams in West Africa. Agriculture allowed permanent settlements, but was it the right choice? Advantages of agriculture. The biggest advantage was food security. Farming gave humans control over food production. While droughts and floods remained threats, selective breeding made crops more resilient. Another advantage was surplus production. Unlike foragers, who spent all their time gathering food, farming allowed specialization. This led to technological advancements, trade, and eventually cities. Surplus food made it possible for humans to develop writing, economies, and governments. Agriculture could be practiced worldwide using techniques like irrigation and terracing. Disadvantages of agriculture. However, agriculture had serious downsides. Large populations required drastic environmental changes, deforestation, soil depletion, and river diversion. Farming was also physically demanding and led to social inequalities. Land ownership created class divisions, and labor shortages led to slavery. Additionally, reliance on a few staple crops made societies vulnerable to famine. If crops failed, entire populations could starve. The alternative: herding. Some communities chose herding instead of farming. Domesticating animals provided meat, milk, wool, and leather. However, herders had to constantly move for fresh grazing land, making permanent cities difficult. Herding wasn't common because few animals were suitable for domestication. Sheep, goats, and cattle were useful, but many animals, like zebras or hippos, were too aggressive. The Americas had very few domesticable animals, with llamas being one of the only useful species. Why did agriculture happen? Historians debate the reasons behind the agricultural revolution. Some believe population growth forced humans to farm, while others think food abundance gave people time to experiment with planting. Some theories suggest agriculture began for religious or social reasons. Others argue that domesticating grains for alcohol production played a role. Charles Darwin believed agriculture was an accident. Someone simply found a useful plant and decided to grow it. Another perspective is that agriculture wasn't a single event, but a gradual process driven by the human desire for more food and stability. The lasting impact of agriculture. Agriculture shaped human civilization, bringing advancements but also challenges. It led to technological growth, cities, and economies, but also war, social inequality, and environmental destruction. Once humans made the shift to agriculture, there was no turning back. The world we live in today is a result of that decision. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more historical content. See you in the next one!